I like to consider myself as a film historian. I have archived many movies and even own a set of 35mm film reels. Recently, I acquired a set of them from an auction my town was having. I ended up with around 35 rolls of film and around 20 movie stills and autographs. What I found was a film reel with Jack Jones' signature present. I examined it and found out it was a Looney Tunes cartoon. Specifically one that starred Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. At first, I thought it was one of the already existing cartoons, but when I put it into my projector, I found out it wasn't. The title card came up on a wooden sign. It read, "The rat gets the cheese." I knew that this wasn't one of the already existing shorts. It seemed to have been one of the last Chuck had produced with the studio. It started with the Roadrunner running across the desert road. The one thing I found odd was that the Latin names that would appear in brackets underneath the characters didn't show up. Instead, the Roadrunner kept running. It cut to Wile E. He was standing on some rocks observing the bird with binoculars. He licked his lips as it showed a box of grenades. Wile E grabbed one and threw it at the Roadrunner. Except it didn't explode. It broke. The thing was made of chocolate. The Roadrunner began packing up all the shards of broken chocolate as Wile E looked on in disappointment. Eventually he tried one for himself and it exploded in his face. It cut away to a cave. Wile E walked inside. Inside the cave were lab equipment and a chalkboard. Wile E devised a plan, smirking as he did so. It cut back to the desert. Wile E was painting a tunnel onto the rock, except he painted on a female Roadrunner onto the rock. He then littered the ground with glue, making a glue trap as the Roadrunner sped towards the scene. The bird's face sunk in as it realized he was standing in glue. The bird delivered a panicked meep meep as he tried to break free. Wile E revealed himself. The bird desperately tried to break free when his head exploded. Not with blood or brain matter, but it just exploded. The grenade might have exploded inside the Roadrunner, I thought to myself, as Wile E grabbed him. It cut back to his cave or lab as he bit into the bird's skull. A big, goofy grin was spread across his face. After he was done, he sat back in his chair, clearly content with his victory. It cut to the next day. Wile E sat there. He looked like reality had finally hit him. He began to let out a sob. He cried for a few seconds as it cut away to the day after. Wile E was seen dragging his feet across the desert road, obviously bored. The only thing he had was a tennis ball that he was throwing to the ground. He would catch it obviously, but it was a loop that played for around 2 minutes. It cut to the week after. Wile E's cave was in disarray. Most of his lab equipment was destroyed and he appeared a bit more fat than before. He sadly ate what appeared to be another animal. He held up a sign. "Never realized how much I would miss him," it read. He flipped it around once more. "My whole life was dedicated to chasing him. All I do now is just catch my next meal. There is no fun and no chase." He silently sobbed while biting into his meal. It then flicked through the next few months. Wile E sat there eating other animals while still sobbing. Eventually, it cut to a title card. 1 year later, it read, Wile E held a bottle of whiskey in his hands. He appeared to be chubby and had a visible double chin as he approached Yosemite Sam in a trench coat. Wile E pulled out cash as Sam handed him a bag of white powder. Wile E walked away. It did a flash forward to a few months later. Most of Wile E's lab equipment had been clearly sold off, most likely for more drugs. Wile E began to sob once more. However, it very quickly changed into a laugh. Then it changed to a cry, and it repeated for a while until he injected a needle into his arm. Wile E's face changed to one of peace. His eyes became dilated and bloodshot as he giggled. It cut to another year later title card. Wile E's cave was now a complete mess. His chair was ripped and torn in some areas while bottles of beer and used needles littered the floor. Wile E looked sad. His eyes were still bloodshot. He held up another sign that read, "I cannot continue. The drugs only give me a temporary buzz, but they don't get rid of my problems." He looked down sad as he then opened his mouth. "I can't carry on like this. Time to say goodbye." He spoke. Now, Wile E never spoke, unless he was with Bugs Bunny, so this ending caught me completely off guard. Wile E injected more needles into his arm as he suffered a seizure or overdose. At that point, I took the reel out of my projector and stomped it. And I don't care if anyone gets pissed because I destroyed something rare, because I didn't want anyone to see this. Neither did I want a child to see this. By the end of it, I had burned the film reel and was left shaken up by it. My sleep schedule was messed up for 2 months afterwards. I know, most people won't believe this, but I at least wanted to put my story out there somehow. This was my story. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because there are more chilling tales to be told. Also check out my other social media profiles. The links for those are down in the description. Thanks for listening.